Yes. I think. What up, YouTube?
Hey, how are you?
Sure can.
This is it?
Yes, ma'am.
Alright, so we're live. Cool. What's up, YouTube? So we're here at House of Cards on, what's today? The 25th of August. And what's happened this week? So on Monday we had a solar eclipse. That was pretty sweet. Tuesday we had the single for Nightbringers by Black Dahlia Murder. Those pre-orders are sold out. So that's pretty sweet. Yeah, it's been a metal week. Which brings us to our subject matter for the week, which is the macabre and metal themes of Magic the Gathering, which is kind of what brings me to wanting to play it. So, Will, whenever you're ready, sir. But first, we're going to go ahead and do our Cracker Pack, get that out of the way so that our drafter extraordinaire, young William, can get back to work.
The young William.
Young William.
Excuse me, sir.
I believe you just turned 21, right?
I actually turned 21 in 2 weeks.
Oh shit! Yeah. So Will's over here.
Hey, I'm the guy talking.
Yeah. Will's using a sultry, sexy voice. Here, Will, you can come in closer.
Oh, you want me close to you?
Yeah, we can scoot in on top of your sweet logos.
Oh my gosh.
Down here, yeah.
They're great.
All right, so we're gonna crack Hour of Devastation, and Will's gonna tell us what cards we should take. We got Mummy Paramount.
Dude, just shove it in the camera's face.
Right. Frontline Devastator. Tragic Lesson. Ronus Stalwart. We're having camera issue, guys, so it's going to be blurry. You're welcome. Lethal Sting. Oasis Ritualist. Somebody I saw on Facebook says this is the best common in draft.
It is a very strong card in draft. Yeah.
Desert of the Fervent? Fervent.
Yeah. Bad desert.
Seer of the Last Tomorrow. Graven Abomination. Steadfast Sentinel. Quarry Beetle. Claim and also Fame.
It's a good card.
Dune Diviner. Kefnit's Last Word being our rare, and we got a Forest and a Warrior.
Kefnit's Last Word is a very strong pick. It's just a very strong card in general. You gain control of a target artifact or creature or enchantment. So
it's got the lands don't untap thing though.
Yeah, so it's got the land don't untap thing, but when we're in a draft situation, there's a lot of the times where you get to casting maybe one, maybe two spells a turn. Period. You're going through your hands really quickly. You're just trying to apply pressure, apply threats. Kefnit's Final Word allows you to kind of turn their big bomb against them.
Right.
The problem is you're dedicating really heavy to blue. If this is your pack one, pick one. You really have to be a little bit cautious with Double Devotion of Blue here.
Yeah.
I think the Oasis Ritualist is a little bit of a safe pick here. The problem is you're going into green, and green is a very contested color, no matter what format you're in, pretty much. And I think the other card is maybe the Mummy Paramount. Whenever another mummy enters the battlefield,
Another zombie.
It gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It fits the mummy archetype really well. It's white, black, leaves you open to a lot of options. White is always a powerful color, no matter what format you're in, pretty much. Wizards really likes to make sure white has a decent amount of power.
Right.
So Mummy's a very safe pick here as well. I think if I had to pick, it's going to probably come down to those three cards. If I had to choose one of those three cards, we're probably going to move into, go for the wall. We're going to go Kefnit's Last Word here. Blue is either really contested or really open.
Right.
So that's one of those judgment calls. You have to know who you're drafting against.
Right. Yeah, I think pack one, pick one. I would go the safe route and just take the Oasis Ritualist.
Sure.
Just because I've not drafted this format very much, so I'm I'm not super familiar with it. Kefnit's Last Word seems like a thing that I would have drafted like 2 years ago.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Like just things I like that just take over games. But
It's a very kind of flex card. It is one of those things that you can either get punished or rewarded for it very heavily.
right.
The not untapping your lands is really key. The thing is like you're not really looking at dropping that on turn 4. You're not looking at taking anything of the game at turn 4. Nothing is going to be big or vital at that point unless I've got like a mirror, right? Like a Mirage mirror or something like that.
Right.
So really, that Kefnet's final word is just going to be that, hey, we're going to wait for their big bomb, their big threat to come out, and then
So you kind of get the turn 7 back with the counterspell backup and go and take over.
Correct.
And just start winning from there.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, that's it for me, guys.
All right. So that was. I'm gonna scoot back over here, in between my frames. That was Will from House of Cards, the owner, and of Mental Misstep fame. So go check out their podcast. They're pretty cool. Yeah, so let's get right into Metal Magic. So as you guys may or may not know, given this font, given my logo, given the band that I reference every episode, I'm sure, I'm into metal. I have been for a while. And kind of, when I started playing Magic, that was what me and my friends would do at the time, is we would hang out, listen to music, metal, and play Magic, and we all kind of gravitated towards black at some point, just because it was, all the zombies and the horror and the everything. So it's really cool to be able to express weird, not often discussed topics in card games, like murder and killing and death and stuff like that, especially like when kids are going to be playing this card game. And a lot of people are like, oh, taboo, it's not good for the kids, but it's nice to be able to see kids being able to understand it, I guess. I don't know. There's lots of typical horror tropes between zombies and the horror creature types, like Phantasmagoria and stuff like that, which Commander gets to play around those themes a lot. You can kind of build around the idea of what decks are the spookiest and the scariest, or I guess the inverse of that, which decks or which cards are the prettiest and the most serene and whatever. Or metal. We don't like that. That's my thing. Is I really like Magic because there are the spookies and the scaries that certain card games, not to trash I don't know. Even Vanguard has it, but Vanguard is very traditionally cutesy and stuff like that. Magic will allow the nasty, disgusting art to be present, and that's cool. There's some black metal band that has some art that got mixed with Urborg somewhere, and it's a background for me, and I love it. But it's just very cool that the two styles can converge like that. A lot of my metal friends play Magic. Well, okay. Some of my Magic friends listen to metal as well, and so that's kind of a cool brotherhood to have. Because it turns out growing up, I didn't think a lot of metalheads would not play Magic. I just assumed that would be kind of with it. I don't know, or Dungeons and Dragons or something like that, something spooky and weird and occult, but no, I guess not. People are too busy worshiping Satan or whatever it is that that true metalheads are doing. I give everyone a bad image. This is not parents. This is not what your kids are doing. They're not worshiping Satan. They're making bad YouTube videos that nobody's watching. I don't know. Magic has always explored the dark. You got Innistrad block. You got where you have werewolves and vampires and zombies, and those tribes exist because of the lore and Mark Rosewater needing them too. So, you know, they're no stranger to the typical, but they're also like kind of Lovecraftian horror too, with the Eldrazi and stuff like that. And so it's interesting to again be like listening to bands that write about those same topics, playing them, and it completes a whole circle for me personally. I don't know. It's a reason I really like Magic. You don't have to agree. I don't expect anybody to really agree, but it's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, I don't have a lot to talk about. John's not here. He's having fun sleeping on, like, I think totes. I think he's sleeping on like top of some amps or something in the back of a van or something. So like, so I'm sitting here on camera, but very awkwardly, and he is sleeping in a thing very awkwardly. So it's kind of a kind justice to not have the co-star. But I don't know. Speaking of all the spooky stuff, we're still playing Standard. We're still playing Zombies, and that's still a fun deck. I'm not excited about rotation, but that does bring up the point of post-rotation. I would like to still see a zombie deck. So maybe we're thinking black-white. I don't know if that's good. I don't know if it's going to work, but the Unwinding Mummy, I think he is, the black-white guy, zombie Lord E guy. And then you get to play that one guy that Will said, Mummy Paramount. When you get to play him, you get to play some weird 2-drops. I don't know. I'm sure. Hopefully, I will get some negative feedback in this, so that I can, you know, continue to piss off people at the very least. But yeah, short, sweet episode. I appreciate you guys for watching. This has been the Dunk Tank. See you guys next week.